And we're live. Live with Joan. Next week we'll be live with someone else. And no one's here. Except Abby's here.
There you are.
Abby. Abby. Come here. Oh. And Leslie Williams is here. And Hammy Schaefer. Hi, Leslie. Okay, Abby. Abby used to get up in the chair, and now she doesn't. I know Penelope well.
I remember that.
Yeah, she was always in the chair.
She'd use her butt to scoot you away.
Yeah, Abby. Abby. Come on, up. Oh. Now she's lying down right next to me, on me. All right, well, here we are. Is anyone here?
As we know, Leslie Williams already said hi. Hi, Leslie. Joyce Lee Leggett says, hey, everyone. Hi, Joyce. I'm waiting to see who else makes a comment.
You should see the clouds right now. It is so beautiful. I know Florida wins in the cloud department, but this is really, it's spectacular. It was pretty blue sky when I was out there hiking, but I don't know what's, we got something coming in.
Something's brewing. Well, I'll be there soon enough.
Mm-hmm.
Hammy Schaefer says hi.
Hi.
Hello.
And, okay, so what's the matter? What was that look?
Sorry, I just finished my lunch and I clicked the plate.
Oh, she's having lunch in there.
And I'm having your dish, your cauliflower spinach dish.
Oh, I should make that today.
Mm-hmm.
We have, I'm watching Claudia eat her lunch on FaceTime.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Wasn't ready in time.
It is okay. So, if you're new to me, my name is Joan Ranquet. I'm an animal communicator, author, TEDx speaker, and founder of Communication with All Life University. And the program, the school, has programs that every price point from $8 to $1 million. Just kidding. We have programs where you can learn animal communication or become an animal communicator. You can learn energy healing or become an energy healer. And you can learn, oh boy, here we go. This is the high drama. Hold on. I get upstaged every time. Yeah. So anyway, there's a lot, see? There we go. We caught it on camera. Welcome to my world. Anyway, we have lots of fun stuff. And we're going to have even more, better, funner stuff. Now, on August 30th, I think August 30th, we're going to have a chakra webinar. And then, what else have we got? We've got so much stuff coming up. And I think, are people coming on?
Yeah. So, Shannon Myers says hi. Hi, Shannon. I was just about to make a comment about Shannon. Lori Brooks Wells Todd says hello from Nashville. Hello. Rebecca Johnson says good morning.
Good morning.
Lori Dodar says hi, everyone. Tanya Haffe says good morning. I would like to add that all these things that Joan is talking about, all the live classes, the webinar links will be posted, but the live classes, if anybody has any questions about the live courses being offered through CWALU, you can send an email to Shannon Myers at info@joanranquet.com. I'm putting it in the comments. She is the best person to talk to when you don't know where to go but you want to start, and also the best person to talk to when you know exactly what you want and want to start. So yeah. I'm putting Shannon in here right now.
Okay, cool. And Tanya.
Jane is on. Jane Hirata.
Oh, hi, Jane.
Hi, Jane.
Let's see. Tanya and Lori are going to Kenya. And so is
Whatever.
Bernadette.
And Bernadette.
Bernadette's going. Okay, so, yeah, we've missed Jane. It's good to have Jane back. Let's see. So I actually was not going to come on today, and then I was going to come on because my brother is here, but my brother was too distracted with a podcast to be able to. He has a podcast that's supposed to be up and out. You know, when you're a former world famous snowboarder, I guess you have better things to do than to come on to my Facebook Live. Whatever.
Whoever.
So I'm really here just to say, you know what, this is my birthday week, and normally I take this week off, but I'm going to take the next 2 weeks off, although we're going to have other people, some really fun things in this time slot next week. And so that's it. We have lots of things.
So coming up in October?
Well, no, way before October. We have, so starting in September, we have Animals in Transition, which is a death, dying, and beyond class. It's going to be 10 weeks of animal communication for animals that have crossed over. And yeah, Rebecca, I want to say Becky. Anyway, Rebecca, I'll tell Mike hi for sure. Anyway, so we have Animals in Transition, and there are some prerequisites for that. We have Marie Christine's Subtle Energies with Marie Christine. We have organs, meridians, and emotions coming up. So that's the acupressure class with Dr. Jill Todd. So we have 3 things in September starting, and then we have the Fall Intensive, which is animal communication, death, dying, and beyond, and energy healing for animals. And then we have animal communication level 1. We have energy healing for animals level 1. And then we have a lost animal weekend on November 11th and 12th, a virtual retreat. So we have all kinds of fun things. And we also, let's see, the Kenya trip is pretty much full. But, you know, there could be an India trip. There just could be an India trip in May. I found out my book is coming out August 2023. So that's bought me a little bit of time. But we literally this week we've wrapped up all the rewrites. I'm doing a final look after this. And then that's it. I mean, just illustrations. We've got the bibliography in. We've got everything in. Just the tapping illustrations we're waiting on. So that's super exciting. And I know, actually we'll talk about that here in a second. But I wanted to say, there are people making comments. I know they're saying happy birthday. My birthday's Thursday. But and it was Bernadette's birthday the other day.
Okay, so Rebecca Johnson says, got to run, but you just get better and better, John. One of these days I'll be ready to join a program. Getting closer. Much love.
Oh my God, I would love that. Would love that. Rebecca's family.
Oh, okay. We love family.
Mm-hmm. She's the kind of friend through growing up that's family.
Gotcha.
When you live at our house, at some point you're family. And she practically lived with us. She was my sister Mary's best friend.
Okay. Everybody's wishing you a happy birthday.
Well, good. Thank you. You know what? It's a great, just a great time to be alive. And lots of great things in front of me, lots of great things behind me. And we're just making it happen. I actually have a couple things to talk about because I really want to talk about patience. But anyway, anything else?
Before you go on to that, in October we also have the beginning of the AC Level 1 class.
Yeah, I said that. But
yes. Sorry, I was texting Jessica, so I'm adding that in there.
Okay.
And And in November,
Energy Healing for Animals, level 1. And soon we'll have a sales page for the lost animals. Oh my God, look at Buster Keaton sticking his little ear out. He's in that little cubby hole.
I love the look he gave Penelope and Henry, just like, ugh.
Yeah, that action that you guys got to see happens 4 times a day. Sometimes it's Francesca, but I mean they just bait her, and it's 3 years later she hasn't caught on that
She never will.
she's being used anyway. So I guess you know what, it's a really good. I've got some good parallels here. So I have a lot of people, and Shannon and I were talking about this the other day, just in terms of how the curriculum works. The process through the school and through the teacher training program is, it looks very slow, right? It looks like it's, oh my God, when can I do my case studies? Oh my God, I've got to do homework. I've got to do this. But the truth is, if you don't push it, by the time you walk out of here, you've communicated with close to 250 animals, and you've done, between your case studies, your homework, and your classroom hours. And I created this in such a way that it could go into a college. So I wanted to make sure the classroom hours would work with what a college would accredit. And I did that from the beginning in 2008. Because I've always had a close association with my alma mater, Stevens College, where now Claudia's daughter, Naya, goes to school, and I got pictures of the new cafeteria with a vegan bar. Apparently there's a vegetarian and vegan part of the cafeteria. Anyway, they have an equestrian department, so I've taught animal communication and tapping there for years. And so when I created the school, I thought, well, I would love for the classes to be a really great, these could be taught in a college. And I have taught them as an adjunct professor, but that's another thing on the big list, which is where I'm going. So, around my birthday, I always reflect a lot, and around the holidays, I like to reflect a lot. So I have 2 big reflection periods, and, I do kind of every Sunday anyway, but it's built into my little rituals. But it really, there are things that are happening now in the school that I've tried to put in place in 2015. I didn't have the right people. I didn't have a lot of stuff. And so I have just disciplined myself to be incredibly patient. And I'm patient about a lot of things. Like, there are things that I want to do, and one of the things that I've been wanted to do was to create curriculum for shelters. I've taught a lot of EFT and a lot of animal communication to volunteers, to staff at various places up in the Seattle area especially, and I've done a lot of animal communication teaching down here. And when I think about what I want for my birthday is to empty the shelters. And in order to do that, we have to have a pretty solid team. And in order to do that, I need, the Army coming together. So we had our first meeting on the initiative the other day. And I sat there, it was just a couple of us, and we've got, brochures and books and things like that coming, that we're going to do. And I want to get my books sponsored so that we can get that into the hands of shelters and rescues. But I just sat there and looked around, and I thought, wow, this is 7 years later. The Animals in Transition that I just announced, that's 7 years later. That all these things, it took, it was 7 years. And I've always joked that sometimes really good things may take 6 years. And one of the things that my most favorite story is I was convinced I was going to have my first book published by Hay House, and I wrote little post-it notes. So if I opened a drawer, you'd see first book published by Hay House, first book published by Hay House, first book published by Hay House. And that was in 98 or 99, and I got the book deal in 2006.
Wow.
And in 2004, no, I got the book deal in 2005. So that was about 6 years, 6.5 years. And I didn't mind because I just knew it was going to happen. And the same with, I put next to that post-it note on another post-it note, I'll have my second, I thought it was going to be an audio of the scalar wave, published by Energy Healing for Animals. And that, I thought by Sounds True. So I thought that they used to do just audios. They didn't do books. And somewhere in there they created a book department, and Hay House created an audio department, and so they kind of went their separate ways as far as their association with each other. But I, 4, so that post-it note went in probably in 2000. So in 2009, I got that book deal. No, 2010. So anyway, the point is that I knew it was going to happen. I was patient. I didn't doubt it for a minute, and I didn't, and I just didn't back away. So and in both cases, I didn't put a book proposal together. They found me. So that was the power of that. So one of the reasons that I always joke that my computer's in hospice and I haven't let it go is there are so many things in there that didn't happen 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago that I don't question whether it's going to happen. It's just sitting in there, and when we get to have the first meeting of whatever that thing is, then I've got a lot of content already ready to go. One of the other things, I mean, my cat is one of the assistants, one of the many elves on the team, and she worked at Wilderness Awareness School, which is a school outside of Seattle, and then she was a yoga teacher, and she started working for me, and she's helped me with a lot of my content. And when she started working with me, I said, I want to do this huge nature and wildlife part of the school, and I didn't, I had been taking people on dolphin trips for 8 years. I was starting to do South Africa. So this was when I moved here, which was 6 years ago. So again, 6 years. So we have a placeholder in the school called Passport to Wildlife. But now this department, and it's a department, is coming forth in the it's going to be huge. It's actually going to have a naturalist certification, but we've got some hoops to jump through and some content to create, some to do. But, it's bigger than what I thought if I'm just patient. And it came about in a way that I couldn't have even thought of. I just always thought, I want to do something on nature and wildlife, as above, so below. So I see an astrology class along with a tracking class. And not only is that happening, but so much more. So I've been really grateful for my patience, and I wish that I could get everybody in the school who's dying to do their case studies on the 3rd week of AC Level 1 to just recognize that the best stuff takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. How long did it take you to learn French? How long did it take you to learn how to ride dressage? How long did it take you to play the piano? How long did it take you to, build a sandcastle? Nothing happens overnight. So I just, I thought I had nothing to talk about, but here we are. What were you going to say, Claudia? I thought you were giving me an air high five for a few minutes. So anyway, what were you gonna say?
No, I wanted to speak to that because I was one of those people at the very beginning. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to take in as much as I could, but looking back now, I realize that the way the school is set up, you can't rush knowledge. You really can't, and you can't rush experience.
You can't rush experience.
You cannot rush it. I can tell you that if I hadn't done things, if I hadn't had you there to guide me, because let's be real, I could have just read books and called myself an animal communicator, right? But if I hadn't had you, and I don't know about other teachers, I'm speaking only about you because you're the person I learned with. If I hadn't had you there to tell me, slow down, just be in the class, just be present, just be present, Claudia.
Weird.
Right? I wouldn't have had the experience, but not only that, I don't want to use the word experience in the sense of just doing it, but the experience in the different kinds of scenarios and the different kinds of situations where the practice of what we do really comes into play. And I'm seeing it all come full force and full circle in the rescue classes and the sanctuary classes, because there is no way that I can sit there and listen to someone tell me, well, now I can. 3 years ago, I started in fall of 2018. So there's no way that, let's say, in even 2019, I could have sat there and listened to someone tell me about a rescue animal that had this happen and this happen and this happen, and me be neutral enough to read the animal without freaking out and making it about me. I cannot emphasize how important it is to really, really be in a place where it becomes muscle memory. And the only way to get muscle memory is through practice and experience and just showing up for the classes, being present, and not rushing it. When you rush it, the way I see it, this is going to be really cheesy or corny, but I know there's people who bake. I used to love to bake. You can't just rush a souffle in the oven and say, oh, I want it now. You have to let it
It's
bake.
20 minutes. I know, because I knew every souffle place in LA.
It's one of my favorites.
And now that I'm a vegan, there's no souffle, but I could tell you where every souffle was, and I would late night be like, I need a souffle. They were usually French restaurants, but yeah, no, it takes all the ingredients, it takes the complexity of that.
All can gain the ability. You will fall flat on your face if you do not have grounded footing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and so, and I can see that there's a lot of comments coming up, but I can't see that.
Knowledge should resume short. Okay, we're up, I think.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
Am I here?
Yeah, there you are. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing to me, like how much I see the patients pay off. Like right now, my yard is torn apart because I'm halfway through a paddock paradise, and I just have to look at it and say, okay, I hope it's done by the fall intensive. It might not be done by the fall intensive, but I know my horses will have this incredible track around the property. I will have a new cover by the time it rains, and I will have a new hay shed on this side, so I'm not spreading hay around. I know that the whole front end is going to be completely transformed. Then I get to work on that end. And then there's the nature path that will go around the labyrinth. I mean, there's so many things I want to do, and I know that it takes time, and I'm not rushing it. And like I said, it looks like a construction zone right now because the paddock paradise is being created, the track for the paddock paradise. So it's, that takes time. So I have it, I have the physical reminder, I have the reminder of the fact that all of these meetings that I've been having on this break from the school have literally been about things I've been trying to put together for 7 years, and they're happening now. So that is just, again, both books, it, I had the idea, I wrote it down, I just knew it was going to happen. Both publishers found me. And now, now I'm in a really good position with this publisher because I'm handing the book in today. Did I just say that out loud? Final draft, handing it in today. And there's several other books I want to write. They have the proposal for the Animals in Transition. So, it's like there's things I know I get to do, but I'm very, very, very patient.
And I've taken a page out of that book, and I am seeing the fruits of it, of the just
being patient
and allowing it to come to fruition. So Khaki Decker said that she loved that they found you, going back to the publishers. They found you, you didn't send in book proposals. Nikki Shure Keenan says, sorry if I butchered your name, says, great reminder about the patience. She wrote, I don't question that it's going to happen. She quoted it. Yeah. Let me see. Sandy says, Sandy Galindo says, thank you for your drive, your dedication, your incredibly hard work, and your love. We're all here on our journey because of you, are better people because of you, and are thankfully able to give back to our precious animal life because of you. And I relate to what you say about rushing. We can't. Claudia Goodman, like you, I wanted everything right now, to be there right now. Fabulous.
I don't know that about you, Sandy. I'm kidding. I'm calling.
Hold on, let me make sure you still have.
Do I still have sound?
Yeah. Okay. Jerry Lynn Atkins says you can't rush experience. I love that. Shelly Messier says, then there is learning to walk. Up too fast, you will be getting up a lot. LOL. Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, it's so true. I mean, and let me address that for 1 second. So part of why the program takes so long is so that you fall down here in a safe space. So by the time you're finished, and that's why, Shannon and I we're reviewing, like, if people only understood the idea of being patient about the fact that it is all built into the program. You don't have to run and do anything. And if we don't have it, we'll create it. But for right now, we pretty much have seen every single thing that could go wrong, and we've got a way to help you learn from it, grow from it, and be able to be professional should it happen again later on. You can have your big cry, you can be in a safe space for things for you to fall down here. But, like Shelley says, you're going to fall down a lot. And let's do it here. And that's in part why it takes so long. What were you going to say?
I did. I fell. I almost quit.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that when you fall down and you don't have the safety net, people often quit. And I can't stand the idea of someone quitting their dreams and not being able to help animals. I mean, that's the hardest part for me, is seeing somebody want to do this and not be able to do it, and quit because of something that knocked them down. My Diane Garwood, she wouldn't mind me telling the story. She graduated in the class that Shannon did. She had taken Healing Touch for Animals as her elective back then, and she fell in love with it. So it turns out that was really her life path. And she was still talking to animals, and she still does. But at one point, she had talked to a lost animal, and she thought it was still alive, and the people had found the body, and she was mortified. Because it wasn't, she just didn't. It was about 6 months after she had graduated. So what? So then she didn't call me, right? She didn't tell me this, and I remember when she called me about something else, and she ended up telling me that story, and I was like, Diane, that happens to all of us. You pick up the phone the minute it happens, so that it's not something you're carrying on as this great shame, right? I mean, and that she quit talking to animals for almost a year because of that. And that, she just stuck to the energy healing, and I was like, oh, come on, your energy healing is going to be that much richer when you bring back the animal communication, your first love. And so now she does. But that story, to me, is the epitome of why, that happened about 6 months after graduation, and at that point the program only was a year. So that's another reason. That story alone is why I extended it, like you're still in the fold while you're doing your case studies, so that if something really crappy happens, you call me, or you talk to each other. So that, anyway. But it is, and even that is about patience. Like, I'm going to allow myself to feel icky about this thing that was uncomfortable. But I have this journal, this evidence journal of the fact that all these other animals I did in fact communicate with, or I did in fact help. And I have a visual of that. So.
Shannon actually says, Shannon Myers, I remember when I began in 2004 in Joan's classes, I wanted to hurry up and get to medical intuition before I had laid the proper groundwork for beginning animal communication. And it's so important to have that foundation. I feel like everything I learned in the school that helps me with my animals and my clients' animals also help me to grow as a human. Same.
Me too. You guys have forced me to grow. Damn it. Anyway, go ahead.
It's a whole other story. Lorraine Bollinger says a whole new life. Daniela Van Amsterdam says, I can't wait to start level 1 in October. We can't wait to have you in the class.
Yay. Yeah, that's awesome.
Lori Brooks says, L'Express had great souffle in Sherman Oaks. They did. I had theirs.
Oh my God. I used to go to the ones, like, what was it? There was a French restaurant on Melrose, and then there was one in La Cienega. Moustache Cafe.
Oh, Moustache Cafe. I remember that one. Kathy says, the program sure doesn't feel long once you're in the last bit and then finished. It's where did the time go? I agree, Kathy.
Right? That is so set. At first, I know. I think people feel like they're in the doldrums. Like, oh my God, when does this end? It's another Tuesday night. But all of a sudden it's over. Yeah. And for me, like, I hate goodbyes. So I hate when all of a sudden there's a whole group of people not on the calls anymore. Like, what is it going to be like with no Vanessa and Tracy Neely? Like, there's a whole group of people that won't be on the calls in the fall.
No,
I'm
not ready.
Yeah.
Okay, I just lost my place here. Tammy Schaefer, I love how real you are and how much you care about us. Thank you for your message on patience. That is where I struggle, and this resonates on a huge level. Tanya says to Kaki's comment, yes, it totally flew by.
It's, it's funny because there are things that, like when I'm trying to train a dog, I'm sometimes not so patient.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get, yeah, when my dog is barking nonstop and nothing, and yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not so patient.
So there's some real, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So as some of you know, I'm in this, I'm on the expert panel of a web-based TV show. And yeah, the dog is waiting. The dog is patient that another cat is going to fly up the cat tree in a minute. Anyway, so the other day, we film on Sundays once a month. We film 3 episodes back to back, and we just change shirts. So anyway, the other day, Sunday, we had, oh my God, 3 of the most amazing guests, and I'll have them on here. And one was dog yoga, and one was it's a Chinese medicine massage. A veterinarian was our guest. And I think once this facility is done, once I have the campus and the horse stuff done, I'll be having more workshops here. And so anyway, she said yes to coming down when we were done filming. And then the other one we had was this guy in Australia called the Healing Vet, and he has this technique that he does. And I'm like ready to fly to Australia and take that class. But when I get finished with each of these episodes, I'm like, I'm gonna go try that on all of my animals. And so anyway, I did, and of course I caught myself so the dog yoga, I'm going to make a video of it because she has all these little exercises, and they're all things my dogs can do. But the first time I tried it, of course, all dogs wanted to get involved at the same time. I didn't try it with one at a time. My patience level, and it was funny because I'm really thinking about this theme right now because of that, and the fact that I've had all these calls with the wildlife and the initiative for the shelters and the this and the that in the last 2 weeks. Since classes have been done, I've been working nonstop between the book and what happens next with the school. So anyway, I just was really reminded of my patience, and I did try all of the techniques, and I'm going to make videos of each of them because I actually have worked since then quite a bit on some of the dog yoga stuff, and I'm going to make a pretty fun video on my dogs doing dog yoga. But anyway, what were you going to say?
No, I'm just smiling because I can't wait.
Yeah.
Abby.
Yeah. Oh, she loves it.
She loves it when you do it.
There's silly, just little things that you can get a bigger stretch out of, that if you think about, like, you're even stretching this part of you, you're automatically stretching your lower back. So it was really, and she did a bunch of demos for us, and I was like, oh, we can do that. So anyway, it was really, yeah. But that's where I'm reminded that I do not, it's funny, I have so much patience for my horse Anya. I didn't have that much patience with Gabrielle. Gabrielle has 0 patience with me. Now she's 35, she's kind of nicer, but it's funny. It's funny to see. I think working animals, though, herding animals, they have so much patience. They'll be like, anyway.
Okay. I gotta get back because I'm seeing Gabrielle's impatience. I could see the face, so.
Oh my gosh, she purses her lip. Who are you, woman? What are you doing now?
Okay, so back to Lorraine. Lorraine says, I have been patient regarding volunteering to help animals at risk in shelters and foster. It finally happened.
Oh,
yay, Lorraine, we need on that rescue call.
That's awesome. That is awesome, Lorraine. Congratulations.
That's amazing.
Lorraine is someone who really did just walk through the program elegantly. Like, she didn't question it. She just she had patience with herself, and she came to the program with I guess she was forced into patience because she'd had a back surgery and a number of other things. Remember in the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, we miss Lorraine. Anyway, that's awesome.
So that thing is doing that. Facebook is doing that thing where it won't let me go back and look previous comments. For some reason it does that. So I apologize if I missed your comment, but I'll go back and look at all of them. Danielle Van Asterman says, yes, looking forward to this dog yoga video.
Yeah, it might be something else. It might be a wacky video that there was a dog yoga attempted, but we'll give it our best.
Lorraine says she misses all too. misses us all too. Wow. Tongue tied. So,
So there you go. Patience.
patience.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I get to take my dogs to the dog beach this week with Ellie, someone who also has had to learn patience. You know, she's a great example of like all the things that happen at the Gentle Barn. She and I both are like, oh my God, I want it right now. And yet it's like that thing of we have to be patient. Another place where I have to be patient. This is where I don't have patience. I have a map of the world. Oops. See that? Map of the world. And from my desk, I'm staring at that all the time. And anyone that knows me knows that basically putting trip itineraries together is my porn. So, anyway, that's what I get impatient about is, oh my God, I've never been to India yet. Or things like that. So, I just made a list of all the places I want to go in the next 10 years, where I want to go by myself and where I want to go bringing people. I thought I was going to be going to Uganda by myself, but it turns out, after Kenya, turns out Cass and Linda McCoy are coming with me. So Lori, if Lori Jodar is still on, we could use a fourth person. Anyway, so there's places I have to be patient. But it is a great lesson, and so I'm going to be patient on my birthday.
All right. Shelley's laughing at my porn.
My porn is looking at maps, right? I mean, even last night before I went to bed, I was like, is it true that that national park in Botswana is connected to Zimbabwe and Zambia? Stop.
Lori Jodar says, no pressure, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a couple of days with mountain gorillas. I don't know.
If I didn't have so much going on right now.
Just come over for the Uganda part.
Okay, I'll just, let my whole family move cross-country by themselves. All right, good.
You'll already be moved. I'll come and unpack boxes. You'll be fine.
Okay, fine. All right. No pressure, Lori. I get it.
All right. So anyway,
Okay. All right.
Next week there's going to be a fun fill-in, and we also have a whole series starting now with the teachers of the school. That is so cool.
Every other Thursday.
Every other Thursday.
At 10 a.m.
At 10 a.m.
Pacific time.
Who's on?
Teach on Facebook Live. So this last week we did it with Marie Christine, and we called it Live with Joan, but we're going to change that. We're going to call it something in the works. We're working on the title because Live with Joan is catchy. So we'll come up with it, but each teacher is going to bring their own expertise and their experience. They'll talk
Live with Joan's friends.
There you go. I like that. Marie Christine shared a lot about her experience working as an energy worker before she came to animal communication and how it all ties in together and how it's like I love, she used a word that she said, well, she referred to it in scalar wave. She said scalar wave is elegant. And that is a word I would use to describe what we do. There's an elegance to it. It's not, that's what it is. It's refined and elegant. So if you didn't see it, watch it. There's a little glitchy at the beginning. We were having some technical issues, but please watch it. And next, I'm not going to say who's next because I can't remember if it's me or Shannon.
Are you just going to be on your own winging it, or is somebody hosting with you?
I'm going to be on my own.
Okay, cool.
This comes second nature to me.
I know, you do this all the time.
Yeah. Charlie Kale. Oh, Agnes wants to know what's going on Thursday. Every other Thursday, we're doing a Facebook Live with one of the teachers, Agnes. Marie Christine just did it last week, so next week will be someone at 10 a.m. I need to verify who. Charlie Kale says, this sounds wonderful. I'll go back and look for Marie Christine's live. This will be a great series.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun.
So,
Yeah, a lot of the teachers we're lining up the teachers, and yeah, it's going to be fun. Really fun.
I talk about my path to this, which I shared, but so that's what's coming on Thursday. So while Joan's away for 2 weeks, y'all are going to get me in the background while I help other people host.
And we're going to rerun the How to Help Animals.
Yes.
Which was, I think, one of my favorite things. I say that about everything. That was my favorite thing I've ever done. When Ellie and I go to movies, we always walk out and go, that was the best movie I've ever seen. Every movie. So anyway, that was the best series I've ever done.
How to Help Animals, because I'm going through it right now and putting stuff together, is very powerful. If you didn't catch it the first time around, I recommend that you watch it. And if you did watch it, I recommend you rewatch it, because I am, and wow.
Yeah.
It's a fire under our butts.
It's a fire under our butts. That's a good way to say it. Anyway, thank you. I'll see you in a couple weeks. I'm going to have some adventures. Just like little adventures. I was supposed to go on a trip that got canceled, but I'm patient. I know I'm going to get to see lots of things.
All right.
Have fun.
Everybody.